What if I told you there's a music producer, someone you probably wouldn't recognize if you passed them on the street, who has quietly built a staggering $50 million fortune? And here's the kicker. It's not just about making hit songs, though he's definitely done that.
Okay, I'm listening, because that's a huge number for someone who isn't, Beyonce or Taylor Swift. We're talking about someone behind the scenes, right? Like the quiet force?
Exactly. We're talking about Benjamin Joseph Levin, better known as Benny Blanco. He's this prolific songwriter and producer, a true powerhouse behind some of the biggest pop anthems of our time. Think Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, or California Girls, Justin Bieber's Love Yourself, Rihanna's Diamonds. He's the guy making those tracks, but he's not the one in the spotlight.
Wow, those are massive hits. I mean, I know the songs, obviously, but I've never really thought about the person producing them. So how does someone like that, who isn't touring stadiums or selling out arenas, amass that kind of wealth? $50 million is serious money. That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. It's not just the royalties from those individual songs, is it? Because even with huge hits, I imagine that takes a long time to add up to $50 million.
You're right. It's definitely not just that. Today, we're actually pulling back the curtain to deconstruct the financial architecture of a modern music mogul like Benny Blanco. We're going to explore the truly diverse income streams that built his empire, from those songwriting and production royalties you mentioned, all the way to things like real estate investments.
So it's a much more complex web than just getting a cut of a song's success. I'm thinking about how a song gets played on the radio, streamed, licensed for a movie. Each of those is a tiny trickle. But over time, with a massive catalogue, that must become a flood. But then, you mentioned real estate, which is a completely different ballgame.
It is, and that's the fascinating part. His wealth isn't just from his creative output, though that's the foundation. It's also from really shrewd business acumen. He's not just a producer, he's an entrepreneur. He's got these continuous passive income streams from royalties, but then he's also made strategic moves like selling portions of his music catalog for a huge lump sum, founding record labels, even releasing his own artist projects. And then, yes, diversifying into things like luxury properties and other ventures.
That's a whole different level of strategic thinking. It's like he's built a portfolio, not just a discography. So, by the end of this, we're going to understand the actual playbook, the strategy that separates a successful producer who makes great music from a multi-millionaire music entrepreneur who builds an empire.
Precisely. You'll see how someone can leverage their creative talent into a truly diversified financial powerhouse, largely from behind the scenes.
Okay, so we're talking about a masterclass in financial strategy here. You mentioned royalties, but I'm still trying to grasp the sheer scale. How many hits are we talking about for that to become a pillar of a $50 million fortune?
That's the thing. It's not just a few. His discography is absolutely packed with chart toppers. We're talking about tracks like Kesha's TikTok, Maroon 5's Moves Like Jagger, and yes, Rihanna's Diamonds again, but also Katy Perry's Teenage Dream and Justin Bieber's Love Yourself. Each of those, every time it's streamed, played on the radio, or licensed for a commercial, it's generating a tiny trickle. But when you have dozens, maybe hundreds of those songs consistently, over years, those trickles become a flood of continuous long-term passive income. It's like he built an entire factory that just churns out money while he sleeps.
That's wild. I mean, I knew he was prolific, but hearing those specific examples, it really drives home the volume. So that's pillar one, the sheer, relentless output of hits. But then you mentioned something about selling his catalogue. That sounds counterintuitive to building long-term wealth. Why would someone sell their life's work if it's generating all this passive income?
That's pillar two, and it's a brilliant move. In 2019, Blanco sold 93 songs from his catalog to Hypnosis Songs Fund Limited. The estimated value was between $40 and $50 million. Why sell? Well, it's a sophisticated way to monetize accumulated intellectual property. Instead of waiting decades for those royalties to trickle in, he got a massive lump sum up front. It's a strategic decision to convert future passive income into immediate capital, which he could then reinvest or use for other ventures. It shows incredible business savvy, understanding the market value of his assets at a specific time.
So, it's like taking a huge chunk of future earnings and getting it now, then using that capital to make even more money elsewhere. That's a serious power move. But he's not just selling songs, right? You hinted at him being an entrepreneur beyond just writing and producing.
Absolutely. That's pillar 3, his entrepreneurial ventures. He didn't just stop at making music for others. He founded 2 imprint labels under Interscope Records, Mad Love Records and Friends Keep Secrets. While those specific imprints later dissolved, he continues in an executive role, now operating a new A&M Records label, also under Interscope. This isn't just about signing artists. It's about investing in new talent and benefiting from their broader commercial success. And it goes even further outside music. He co-founded a restaurant venture, Maddie and Benny, with chef Maddie Matheson, and even released a successful cookbook, Open Wide, a cookbook for friends. It's a truly diversified approach.
Wait, a cookbook? That's a huge leap from producing pop anthems. It really shows he's not just a music guy, he's a brand. And you also mentioned him stepping into the spotlight himself. I thought he was strictly behind the scenes.
That's pillar 4, and it's a significant one. While he's primarily known for his production, he's also had a very successful artist career under his own name. His debut single, Eastside, featuring Halsey and Khalid, was a global smash, hitting the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. He also had Lonely with Justin Bieber. His albums, Friends Keep Secrets and its deluxe version, even achieved platinum certification. These projects opened up entirely new revenue streams for him, direct earnings from sales, streams, and performances, adding another layer to his financial empire.
That's fascinating. So he's not just making money for artists, but as an artist too. It's like he's covered every angle of the music industry. But then you mentioned real estate, which is completely outside of music. How does that fit into the picture?
That's pillar 5, his diversified investments, and it's truly impressive. He's built an extensive real estate portfolio. We're talking about a Chelsea condo in New York City, a West Hollywood mini compound, and a Hollywood Hills mansion he bought for nearly $9.2 million in 2020. And then, just recently, he and Selena Gomez reportedly acquired a $35 million Spanish-style estate in Beverly Hills. These aren't just places to live. They're appreciating assets that contribute significantly to his long-term wealth. It's a clear strategy to build wealth outside the music industry's inherent volatility.
$35 million for one house. That's just mind-boggling. So when you put all 5 of those pillars together, the relentless hit-making royalties, the shrewd catalog sale, the entrepreneurial ventures in and out of music, his own successful artist career, and then this massive real estate portfolio, it really paints a picture. It's not just luck or talent. It's a masterclass in leveraging creative genius into a truly diversified financial empire.
So, when we pull all of this together, it's pretty clear, isn't it? Benny Blanco's $50 million isn't just some fluke. It's built on these 5 distinct yet interconnected pillars. You've got the sheer volume of his hit-making, churning out those royalties. Then there's the incredibly smart move of selling a chunk of that catalog for a massive capital injection. He's also a serious entrepreneur, launching labels and even a restaurant. And he's stepped into the spotlight himself as a successful artist. Finally, he's got this incredibly robust, diversified real estate portfolio. It's a complete picture.
Yeah, it's not just a picture, it's a blueprint. What really stands out to me is how he embodies this idea of the modern music mogul. He's not just a creator, which is where he started, but he's also an investor, an executive, and frankly, a brand in himself. He's taken his core talent and then systematically built layers of financial security around it. It's like he looked at all the potential income streams in and around music and just decided to tap into every single one.
Exactly. And that's the crucial part, the risk mitigation. If he was just relying on royalties, that's great, but the music industry is notoriously volatile. Trends change, artists fade, but by selling a catalog, he got a huge lump sum that's immune to future market shifts for those specific songs. By investing in real estate, he's got assets that appreciate independently of music. It's a strategy that protects him from having all his eggs in one basket. Which is something I think a lot of people, not just in music, could learn from.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that actionable takeaway for someone listening. Because most of us aren't going to produce a string of global hits or sell a music catalog for $50 million. But the core lesson, the importance of diversifying your skills and assets, That's universal. It's about leveraging your core talent, whatever that is, to build multiple income streams, right?
Absolutely. Think about it this way. If your core talent is, say, graphic design, you're not just doing client work. You could be selling digital assets, teaching online courses, investing in a related startup, or even buying a property that you rent out. It's about taking that initial skill and asking, how else can I monetize this? Or how can I use the capital it generates to build something completely different? Blanco leveraged his musical genius. But the principle applies to any skill set. It's about building a multi-layered financial foundation that can withstand industry shifts, just like he did.
That's a powerful way to look at it. It's not just about working harder. It's about working smarter and strategically. It really changes how I think about what it means to be successful in a creative field. It's not just about the art. It's about the business of the art, and then the business beyond the art. This has been a fascinating deep dive into how someone truly builds an empire from behind the scenes.
It really has. And this idea of catalog sales, for instance, is a huge topic right now. We could easily do a whole episode just on the billion-dollar music catalog market and how that's reshaping the industry. Or even dive into the art of producer-led artist projects, like Blanco's own solo career, and how that's becoming a more common path for behind-the-scenes talent.
Oh, I'd love that. The catalog market especially. That's something I've seen headlines about, but never really understood the mechanics. So much to explore. Thanks for joining us on InstaPodz. Ready to create your next episode? Download InstaPodz to turn any topic into your personalized podcast. Keep learning.